Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. I have a question for all you lovely, lovely folks. If you're in an industry and other people are coming in and out of that industry, but newcomers coming into your industry that are starting to take away the audience, the customer, they instead of going to you for their information, for their product, for anything they want, they start going to these other people. You have to wonder, could it be, what are the reasons for the shift in audience, shift in customer? Is it because these people are doing such a much better job? Or could it possibly be because you are doing such a terrible job? Could it be possible that you need to start looking inward, looking at your product, at your work, the things that you're putting out there, and perhaps rethink the way you're doing things? Or do you place blame on the customer and all those coming to invade your own personal space? Well, let's see. In this lovely little video, I'm a few days late on this one, but that's okay. That Park Place puts this article out. Good old John F. Trent, go give him some traffic. Bloomberg video game reporter. Because, yes, we're talking about video game reporters, the wonderful, lamestream journalists out there who are, I don't know, people are losing interest over and over, exponentially, it seems, in the work that they do. But in this case, Bloomberg video game reporter Cecilia D'Anastasio bemoans YouTubers eating away at, quote, at journalism's mindshare. I went and did some research, ladies and gentlemen, because John F. Trent loves all these new nifty little words, and I do too. So mindshare, it's pretty much, mindshare is defined as public awareness of a subject, of a phenomenon going on. So essentially, YouTubers are taking away their viewers. Oh no, what could possibly be the reason for that? I have some speculation myself, but let's see what she has to say. D'Anastasio bemoaned this fact following the news that IGN, this is a little something that happened recently, relatively recently, IGN Entertainment acquired the Gamer Network, which includes numerous game websites, here, and here. You can see it on your screen. That's not necessarily what this video is about. They also acquired shares in a bunch of other places, Digital Foundry, Hookshot, yada, yada, yada. But that's not what we're talking about. Following this acquisition announcement, Jeffrey Russo detailed he had been laid off from games industry. Now, that is very unfortunate. Don't want to see anybody losing their job, but you have to wonder, what happened? Why did you lose your job? Were you doing a fantastic job and they just felt like downsizing? Or they felt like downsizing and then they let go of the people who weren't pulling their weight? When you have to downsize, you have to downsize. You get rid of the lowest people on the totem pole nine times out of 10, or you get rid of the highest paid people, but it is what it is. Don't know the specifics behind this. It's unfortunate that Jeffrey Russo got laid off, but I wish him the best of luck. Let's move on to what we're going to talk about today. D'Anastasio reacted to Russo's post, writing, quote, Jeffrey has quickly become my go-to source for fast, business-focused games news. Well, other people are going elsewhere. Absolutely wild decision from games industry new owner IGN. Was also shocked to see they'd laid off Brendan Sinclair, don't know who that is, unfortunately, whose games businesses analysis, I can't read, folks, and features are appointment reading. Okay. In a subsequent post, she added, a strong games press is especially important as the lines blur between gaming and social media / big tech. Oh, we got to curse. There are so fucking many stories to write. You are correct. That's why there are a whole bunch of YouTube channels that cover all kinds of different stuff. You find the ones you like, finds the one that you relatively agree with, and you see what their opinions are. Go find multiple opinions, ladies and gentlemen. Don't stay in an echo chamber. These senseless layoffs are especially painful as reactionary YouTubers with no journalism training eat away at journalism's mindshare. Now, you have to think about that statement for just a moment. You're talking about a... How far are we in? We are talking about a bunch of chuckle fucks like myself running their mouth, talking about video games, talking about the entertainment industry, movies, TV shows, things that they find on Twitter, on social media, on wonderful websites like that Park Place, bounding into comics. You make your choice of who you want to find, who you want to listen to, who you want to read about. But making videos, talking about these different things, giving our opinions, buying video games and giving our opinions on those video games, whether we like them or not, what parts we like about them, with absolutely zero journalism experience, zero journalism training, just being honest, being real, and talking. What's the problem there? And yet, channels like mine, as well as many, 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 many other out there, are eating away at the journalism's mind share. We're taking away their customers. We're taking away their viewers, their lovely little clicks for their websites. Why is that? How is that possible? Could it be because, I don't know, this thing called credibility is making a comeback? Actual credibility. Because a foolish little channel like mine, any independent content creator out there, the only currency we have is our own credibility. Be honest. Don't lie. Don't try to trick people. Don't try to fool people. Do not shill. Just be honest. And the viewer, the fan, the subscriber will see it and they'll appreciate it. But what's going on in the mainstream journalism sector may be lacking in a little bit of credibility. Hell, might even say a bunch of could be seen as coordinated attacks against the customer base, a little bit of dislike of said customers and their opinions. Oh, but what am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. Remember, I don't have a journalism training. Strong games press is especially important. Oh, blurs the line between gaming and social media big tech. More and more people are going to the independent content creator for their opinion on what's going on in the gaming industry, going on in the movie industry and TV and whatnot, in streaming services as well. Going to the independent content creator because they're able to relate a good bit more. Numerous individuals responded to the Anastasio. That's going to be a difficult one if I keep having to say it. YouTuber Hypnotic wrote, "It's not our fault that journalists decided to stop being journalists, instead be activists writing lies, allegedly, to benefit whatever agenda that is important to them. Now, okay, YouTubers took over because you guys are boring and liars on top of that. Now, here's the whole thing. Activists. Are they activists or do they have a bias that they are not honest about?" And I think that's one major difference between the mainstream journalist, urinalist, jacktivist, whatever you want to call them. We have lovely little names for all those people. They have lovely little names for us. We all have a bias. I have a bias. Hypnotic has a bias. But we're honest up front about that bias anytime we're talking about something, whether I'm going to be reviewing My Adventures with Superman or Dune, or The Last of Us on HBO. I'm going to be honest about my biases. I'm going to be honest about my opinion every single solitary time. And I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to tell you what I like, what I don't like. But I'm definitely always will be upfront with that bias. That's the problem with all these journalists. They're biased, but they don't want to admit it. And, well, yeah, among other things. Let's see. Who else we got? John Goetz added, quote, "Gaming media has needed a purge for a while now." I believe they talked about the gamers need to be purged. A final purge. Did a video of that a while back. Terrible agendas being pushed for years is finally catching up with them. Yep, catching up with them in the sense of less and less traffic less and less traffic going to their websites. Without the traffic, they get no revenue. Is Kotaku going to go down? Ooh, who are we going to point and make fun of? Anyway, we'll find somebody. Nobody can keep their mouth shut. Stuttering Craig of Side Scrollers wrote, "Cecilia, we've never met, but for you to honestly think that video game journalists have journalism training is legit laughable." You got that right, at least the way they write. They definitely don't have editors. "In my nearly 2 decades of experience..." Dang, Stuttering Craig, you're old. Wait, I'm older than you. Never mind. "Most have never been in a journalism classroom or know the ins and outs of true journalism. The vast majority are glorified bloggers with access. That's it." Now, there's not much of a difference between a channel like mine, even a channel like Stuttering Craig, channel like Geeks and Gamers, Gary with Nerdrotic. Maybe have a little tiny, teeny whiny bit of access, but we're all just glorified bloggers. What's the difference? What makes the content creator, what makes the independent content creator so different? credibility. Straight up honest about our opinions. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. The major difference, credibility and honesty. At least the independent content creator is upfront, open, for the most part, upfront and open about their biases and their opinions. And that's it. Who else we got? RP Genie wrote, YouTubers are outpacing journalists at an incredible pace. What does that say about the journalists' ability to do their job versus some amateur like myself? Unfiltered raw information, and usually with little or no bias due to lack of knowledge on the situation and no intricate details fed by corporate overlords. That was a big old sentence. Let me try that again. Let's see. Unfiltered raw information. Outpacing journalists at an incredible pace. Unfiltered raw information, and usually with little or no bias. No, we all have bias. They have a bias. We have a bias. We're honest about it. No bias due to lack of knowledge on the situation. I try to get as much information on the situation before I start running my mouth. And intricate details fed by corporate overlords. Oh, he's talking about the journalists. Okay. Oh, no. Journalists that have massive amounts of bias. I don't understand the statement. Y'all help me out. Help me out in the comments. Let me understand the statement. It is crushing journalism, and I love every single minute of it. Yes. Well, it helps that channels like mine, among thousands and thousands of others, are doing this kind of thing. Just being upfront and honest out there. And that's what I believe the general public, the normies, are looking for. YouTube is becoming the largest, one of the larger platforms that people are actually sitting down and watching. They're finding channels like mine. They're finding channels like Gary. They're finding Critical Drinker, Ass, Heel versus Bayface, even Eric July. They're finding these channels and checking their reviews on different pieces of media to see different opinions and honest opinions as compared to the corporate shills bought and paid for Rotten Tomatoes, which you say what you want about their site. That's terrible algorithm as far as their rating system goes. It's confusing, convoluted at best. And just going for just basic opinions instead of a percentage, because they'll see these 80s and 90s and 99, 100%. Oh, the critics absolutely love this movie, but the audience score is tanking. You get a critic score of 96%, but an audience score of 30%. And there's some confusion there. But the audience, the normie, will go and check the movie out, and they'll see, wow, this is absolute hot garbage, terrible storytellings, terrible effects. And they'll start to realize that the corporate shill critic is exactly that. Bought and paid for, no longer of interest to check out. Oh, we have more. Prairie Fox also replied, why would I listen to a journalist try to spin their own pet social commentary into a story about a game when I could just listen to a YouTuber tell me about the game? A YouTuber with little to no journalism experience. I think that says more about the journalists themselves than it does about the YouTubers. Voni256 also stated, laying off bad journalists is a good idea. I do believe that 100%. Meritocracy is a thing. At least it should be. And slowly but surely, let's bring it back, ladies and gentlemen. Journalism training is literally just ideological indoctrination these days. It could be seen that way. If you want good information on games, find a YouTuber you can trust. Find multiple YouTubers you can trust. Went a little bit too far there. What do you make of D'Anastasio's bemoaning that journalists are losing mindshare compared to YouTubers? My goodness. Yes, that is a good question. What do you think about this? Why is the independent content creator, I say that a lot, taking over the review space, whether it's movies, TV shows, video games? Y'all let me know in the comments. Why is this happening? I have my ideas. I went through quite a few of them in this video. And thank you for making it this far, by the way. Does Bloomberg video game reporter Cecilia D'Anastasio have a shot? Does she have a future? Do these websites, these mainstream journalist websites, have a future? Or is the future going to be dictated by the independent content creator, the amateur, the regular everyday person, regardless of their age? Find different age demographics too, because you'll definitely get different opinions from different age demographics. Find them, watch them, see what their opinion is, and go from there. The mainstream journalist industry is failing, and I'm here to roast marshmallows and eat popcorn for it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTubers beg you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one.